The destruction of black civilization, great issues of a race from 4500 BC to 2000 AD. This book discusses the many civilizations that have risen and fallen in that time, the characteristics of a civilization in terms of government and religious beliefs, and the reasons for the collapse of the people. The civilizations I will discuss in this Google Lit trip will have the common theme of existing for a long time and being destroyed for one reason or another. These civilizations are not connected by one line of people though, so there will not be one steady movement of people over the continent. One essential aspect to understanding this book is how the dynasties worked. Dynasties are just a simple way of grouping people. A dynasty was basically one bloodline that ruled for a period of time. There were 31 pharaohic dynasties ranging from 3100 to 332 BC. Sahara, meaning desert in Arabic, was not always the size it is today. Chancellor Williams, the author, describes the greatness of what used to be a part of Balad as-Sudan, the land of the blacks, and writes, over 3 million square miles of their fertile land would be made a vast wasteland by the slowly moving sandstorms from the north, or that even fleeing their very lives would likewise be made a vast wasteland by the white storms from the seacoast. This migration of blacks over thousands of years essentially cut themselves off from commerce and surrendered themselves to slave trade. The pyramids and the Sphinx were built in the 4th dynasty about 2590 to 2567 BC. The greatest woman pharaoh of Black Egypt was Queen Hatshepsut. She had masculine tendencies during her rule, such as being an absolute ruler and often dressing in royal male attire, including a false beard and wig. She ruled without interference from the council, partially because of her feminine charms. It seems she knew how to get what she wanted, whether it was through masculine or feminine behaviors. Williams notes few pharaohs accomplished this level of independence. She is considered great because of expansion of foreign trade, quote, foreign trade, international diplomatic relations, perfection of national defense, vast public building programs, securing the South and North either through peace or war, and one of her, quote, pet projects, end quote, building a great navy for both commerce and war, end quote. Egypt was the focus of a significant portion of this book, with one of the most interesting points being how slavery was confined to one race of people. Quote, race had no bearing on the matter then, whites, blacks, browns, or yellows. All were made slaves if captured. Essentially, slave meant prisoner of war prior to one event. The Mamelukes were white slaves that had been captured by Arabs and made into a strong army. The army was stationed in Egypt and overthrew the government, effectively ending the enslavement of whites forever. Meroe Kush, one of the most well-known features of the state of Kush, contains more than 220 pyramids and the Temple of Amron. The tombs, or pyramids, served as repositories of the nation's history. The pyramids were elaborately decorated outside with hieroglyphics. The African writing system was simpler than the Egyptian writing system, which had no vowels. The state of Ghana existed beyond its known record and ended during the 25th dynasty. Its military power, economic wealth, and promotion of higher learning surpassed many for its time. The army of these states were 200,000 in 1060 AD. Ghana fell apart for several reasons, including dissatisfaction from the government, a desire for independence, weak leaders, religious conflicts, and climate change. Mali. The history of Mali is much the same as Ghana, with the main difference being the black Muslim king Baran Menahada converting to Islam in 1050 AD. This led to the rule of law becoming Islam instead of African traditional laws. The decline of this state began in 1400 and was all but a memory in 1550. The Songhay people were highly intelligent and industrious. The most significant aspect was their education system of university that consisted of faculty of law, medicine and surgery, letters, grammar, geography, and art. The rulers of this time were often Muslim, and with the people sticking to traditional African beliefs, this trend came to an end with Sunni Ali in 1492, where he defended the African religion from Muslim power. There were battles between Songhay and the Sultan of Morocco, Mulhay Ahmed, ending in the defeat of the Songhay people. Cuba was a state located in the current-day Democratic Republic of the Congo from 1568 to 1910. The most well-known aspect of the Cuban people was their system of government that consisted of many groups of people, with the main group, the Bushang, being 80% of the population of about 80,000 people. The unique thing about this government was the way the people were represented, which was equally. People that spoke a different language were not just considered equals, but were promoted in a national policy to glorify, quote, those cultural variations in any group which were so outstanding that they could be adopted nationally. The smallest unit in this government was the family council or family clan. Elders of each family were sent to a village, town, or city council. The chief or head